Okay, get this. Ready for a deep dive on something pretty huge right now?
Hmm.
AI competency for students.
Oh, wow.
We're looking at this 2024 UNESCO report, AI Competency Framework for Students.
Okay.
And honestly, it's kind of blowing my mind a little.
Really? How so?
Well, one thing that really jumped out at me, only 15 countries even had AI learning objectives, in their national curriculums
Wow.
as of 2022.
Yeah, that is a startling statistic.
It's crazy, right?
It really highlights how education systems are trying to keep up
Yeah.
with how fast AI is changing everything.
Absolutely. And it's not just about teaching kids to code or something, right?
Right.
This UNESCO report, they're like the big global leader in education.
Yes.
All about that quality and making sure things are equitable.
Mhm.
This report, it frames AI competency in this really interesting way.
It's about way more than just technical skills.
Yeah.
It's about understanding how AI is changing society,
Mm-hmm.
how to use AI responsibly, how to make sure it actually helps people.
I like that.
It's about helping students become informed citizens, so they can navigate this world that's changing so fast.
Navigate this world that's changing so fast. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's break it down a little bit.
Okay.
The report lays out these 4 key aspects of AI competency.
Okay.
There's this thing called human-centered mindset, then ethics of AI, AI techniques and applications, and then AI system design.
That's quite a bit.
That's a mouthful.
It is a really thorough framework.
Yeah.
And it's all built on the idea that AI should help people.
Right.
And reflect our value.
Reflect our values. Okay. So starting with human-centered mindset.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Well, it means understanding that AI is a tool
Okay.
made by humans.
Right.
For humans.
For us.
We need to make sure that AI is still controlled by humans.
Yeah.
And that it helps us and not the other way around.
Right. We don't want the robots taking over.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about making sure humans are still in charge. Using AI to make us better, not to replace us.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Keeping humans at the center.
The center.
How do we do that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Exactly, with AI changing so fast.
Yeah, and that's where that second aspect comes in.
Okay.
The ethics of AI.
Ethics of AI. Okay.
It's about dealing with these really important ethical principles,
Okay.
like transparency.
Transparency. Okay.
We need to be able to see how AI systems are making decisions,
Right.
especially when those decisions affect our lives in a big way.
Right. Because if we don't understand how AI is making decisions,
Right.
how can we trust those decisions?
Exactly.
Or hold anyone accountable
Exactly.
if something goes wrong?
It's like a black box then.
Right.
And that's not a good way to build trust.
Not a good way to build trust. No.
Or accountability.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got human-centered mindset. We've got ethics.
Yeah.
What about the technical side?
Right.
Like AI techniques and applications. That sounds pretty complicated.
It does cover the nuts and bolts of AI.
Okay.
It starts with the basics, like data, algorithms, different types of AI models.
Okay.
But even when it gets technical, this framework always comes back to ethics
Right.
and the human element.
So even when students are learning how AI works,
Yeah.
they're also learning to use it responsibly.
Exactly. They're figuring out how to look at AI systems critically,
Right.
thinking about things like bias and limitations.
Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I worry about all this technology, getting out of hand. Like, what if AI starts making decisions that are harmful
Right.
or unfair,
Yeah, those are valid concerns.
Yeah.
And that's where the fourth aspect comes in, AI system design.
Okay, AI system design.
This is where students learn to actually design and develop AI systems,
Okay.
but with a focus on human needs and ethical considerations.
So building those values into the AI
Exactly.
from the very beginning.
From the very beginning, it's called ethics by design.
Ethics by design. I like that.
Making sure that ethical considerations are part of every step
Okay.
of the design process.
This is making me think,
Yeah.
can we really prepare students for an AI future that we don't even fully understand yet?
That's a great question.
AI is evolving so fast.
Yeah.
How do we even know what skills they'll need
Yeah.
5, 10 years down the road?
And the report actually talks about this directly.
Okay. Good.
It's not about teaching students a set list of skills. It's about giving them these core competencies to learn and adapt throughout their lives.
So they can keep learning as AI changes.
Exactly. It's about encouraging a mindset of lifelong learning,
Lifelong learning.
being able to change and grow as the technology changes.
So it's less about teaching them the what, of AI and more about the how.
The how.
How to think critically, how to approach problems, how to learn and adapt.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about giving them the tools to help shape the future of AI, not just be passive consumers.
Not just be passive consumers, right? Okay. I like that.
Yeah. It's like giving them a compass to navigate this new world.
Yeah.
Because we're all still figuring this AI thing out, right?
Yeah, we're all figuring it out. That's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
But going back to those 4 key aspects, right? The human-centered mindset and all that.
Yeah.
I'm curious how those actually, like, play out
Okay.
in the real world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Like, how can this framework actually help students when they're not in school anymore?
Well, think about it.
Okay.
Businesses are already using AI in so many different ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like everything from marketing to customer service to hiring to product development.
It's everywhere. Yeah.
Exactly. So imagine if those businesses, right, had employees who were trained not just in how to use AI tools, but also how to think about them critically and ethically.
I see what you're saying.
Right. Employees who could spot bias in algorithms.
Yeah.
Or know when humans need to be in charge.
That's a big deal.
Right. It's not just about efficiency anymore.
Right.
It's about using AI responsibly.
Responsible implementation.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just businesses.
Okay.
Policymakers and regulators, they need to understand AI deeply, too.
Oh, for sure.
So they can make good policies and guidelines.
Yeah.
We're talking about data privacy, algorithmic accountability,
right,
and how AI might affect the workforce, jobs and stuff.
It's like, are we going to have a world where everyone needs to understand AI?
Yeah.
Like the same way everyone needs to understand finances, like that kind of basic knowledge.
I think you're right.
Why not?
And it's not just about tech jobs.
Right.
This framework, it teaches critical thinking, problem solving, ethics, skills that are important for anything, really.
In any field.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm convinced this is huge.
Yeah.
But let's get down to brass tacks. Like, how is this going to work? Does UNESCO want new courses?
What?
New degrees? What?
The report says it's about integrating AI competency into what we already teach.
Okay.
Not creating something totally separate.
So, like, adding it to existing classes.
Exactly, like putting these ideas into math, science, social studies.
Oh, wow.
Even art.
So it's not just for computer science kids.
Right. It's about showing students that AI is relevant to everyone.
I like that, yeah.
No matter what they're interested in.
Making AI accessible to everybody.
Exactly.
Not just the future programmers and stuff.
Right.
I like that a lot.
And the framework, it breaks down the learning process into 3 levels.
3 levels, okay.
Understand, apply, and create.
Remind me about this.
Sure. So at the understand level,
okay,
students are building basic knowledge.
Gotcha.
Learning about data, how algorithms work,
okay,
and seeing how it all connects to the real world.
So it's about making AI less mysterious, more relatable.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then they go to the apply level, where they start using AI tools responsibly,
Okay.
experimenting with pre-built models,
Okay.
evaluating how well they work.
Putting those ethical principles into action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And for students who want to go deeper into the technical stuff, there's the create level.
Create level, right?
Where they design and develop their own AI solutions.
So that's where those coding skills come in handy.
It could be.
Yeah.
But it's not just about coding. It's about taking a holistic approach, thinking about the data, the algorithms,
right,
the user experience, and of course the ethics.
All those different pieces.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say a student goes through all 3 levels, right?
Uh-huh.
What does that look like out in the world?
Okay.
How are they actually using this AI competency?
Well, imagine students designing an app to help their community.
Okay. Yeah.
They could use AI to analyze local data,
okay,
figure out what the community needs,
okay,
and connect people with resources.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or maybe they're using AI to create a learning experience
Okay.
that adapts to each student's individual needs.
That's amazing.
Right.
Like personalized learning. That's cool.
Yeah, those are just a couple of examples.
Yeah.
There are so many possibilities.
Yeah.
That's what's exciting about this framework.
Okay.
It's not just about preparing students for specific jobs.
Right.
It's about giving them the tools to shape the future with AI.
So it's about empowering them to be problem solvers.
Yeah.
Innovators,
Exactly.
responsible citizens in this world that's becoming more AI-driven every day.
And the report really stresses that this isn't just about formal education.
Okay.
It's about AI literacy for everyone.
So even if you're not in school,
Right.
You should still understand these concepts.
Exactly. We all need to be able to think critically about AI, whether we're using it in our own lives, at work, or just talking about it in society.
This makes me think back to what you said earlier about AI reflecting human values.
Right.
But human values are so different,
Yeah.
And sometimes they even clash.
Right.
So how do we make sure that AI reflects the values we want, especially in such a crazy, fast-changing world?
That's a really deep question. It's a tough one for sure.
It really feels like we're in uncharted territory.
Yeah.
How do we even start to define those values on a global scale?
It is a challenge.
Yeah.
But this UNESCO framework, it gives us a place to start.
Okay.
It encourages us to talk openly, to collaborate, to keep thinking about the role we want AI to play.
So it's not about saying these are the values, period.
Right.
It's more about setting up a way to keep discussing and adapting.
Exactly.
As AI keeps changing.
As AI keeps changing, yeah.
So maybe it's less about having all the answers right now and more about figuring out what the right questions are.
I think that's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And we need to be asking those questions at every level.
Okay.
From the people using AI to the people making policies about it.
Right.
To the people developing the technology.
The developers, yeah.
We need to be talking about how AI affects society.
Yeah.
About the risks and the benefits.
For sure.
And how we can make sure it develops in a way that lines up with our values.
And the report really emphasizes that this isn't a one-time thing.
Oh, absolutely not.
We can't just talk about it once and be done.
AI is always changing.
Right, yeah.
As it changes, we'll have new problems and new opportunities.
So we have to keep learning and changing our approach, too.
We have to. That's where that idea of lifelong learning comes in again.
Lifelong learning, right? Being able to adapt.
Exactly. We need to help students learn the things they need to know now, but also how to keep learning throughout their lives.
So they can keep up as AI changes.
Yeah, to stay curious, to stay engaged, to keep asking those hard questions.
This whole deep dive has been really eye-opening.
It has been fascinating, hasn't it?
It's clear that this UNESCO framework is more than just a set of rules.
Right.
It's like a call to action for all of us.
I agree.
Teachers, policymakers, parents, students.
Everyone.
We need to really think about what AI means and take an active role in shaping its future.
It's a roadmap, for navigating this new world.
Right.
But it's up to all of us to actually drive.
I like that, yeah.
To steer AI in a direction that helps humanity.
Before we finish up, is there anything else from the report that you really want our listeners to remember?
I think the most important thing is that AI isn't some mysterious force controlling us.
Okay.
It's a tool that we're building.
Right, we're making it.
And it's our job to make sure it's used ethically and responsibly.
We have the power to control it.
This framework gives us the tools to do that.
Okay.
It helps us be active participants in shaping the future of AI.
Not just sitting back and watching it happen.
Not just passive bystanders, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
We all have a part to play in this.
We do.
It's a reminder that we have this powerful technology. And we have a responsibility to use it in a way that helps everyone.
I couldn't agree more.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
But before we go, I want to leave you with one last thought.
Okay.
If AI is a reflection of our values, what kind of reflection do we want it to be?
That's a great question to leave people with.
It's something to think about as we explore this new and exciting world.
It is.
If you're interested in learning more about the UNESCO AI Competency Framework, check out their website.
Lots of great information there.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.